r/askreddit, what is the prettiest song you ever heard in your life? White Winter Hymnal, not really the prettiest lyrics if you know what it's based on, however the flow is just so calm. Falling Slowly from the film/Broadway musical Once. If you haven't already, you should really check out the rest of the Swell season catalog. Glenn Hansard has such a unique and powerful voice. FYI, they are touring again after breaking up as a band a couple years ago. I'm so excited to hear their music live this summer. Annie song by John Denver. John Sunshine on My Goddamn Shoulders Denver. Absolutely heartfelt. Lacrimosa from Mozart's Requiem K.626. Time in a Bottle, Jim Croce. First time I heard Operator, I cried. Broke up with my first real long-term GF a few months before. I could name a handful of songs by Jim Croce that fit the bill, and this one tops the list. The others would be I Got a Name, Next Time, This Time, These Dreams, Dreamin' Again, Age. I fell in love with Scarborough Fair by Simon and Garfunkel as a kid, and I still have a soft spot in my heart for it. Hop Apollo by Sigur Rós. I was going to say Sterile Fur. Saglapur for me. Svefnji Anglar by Sigur Rós is so beautiful. I could listen to it all day. Harvest Moon by Neil Young. Lobby and Rose. Barber's Adagio for strings. Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell. Her more recent performance of it was something else. She's aged, and it almost has a different meaning knowing the biggest part of her life is behind her. One of my favorite songs, period. This is an incredible song. All her peers in that era were dumbfounded by her talent. It has a magical kind of vibe to it. Over the Rainbow, Israel Kameh Kawul. 1,000,000%. My big brother's favorite song. Since he passed, I have a hard time keeping it together whenever it comes on. Dreams. The Cranberries. That or Linger. I always liked this song, but I have a newfound respect for it after Dairy Girls. In my life, I sang this song to my kiddos while I rocked them to sleep when they were babies. It made me think of my mom. She passed away when I was a couple of months pregnant with my first. Bittersweet song for me, but I love it. Unchained Melody, Righteous Brothers. This song makes me cry every time, no matter what. Dream a Little Dream of Me. Parsley, Sage, Rosemary and Thyme, A lot of the Jim Croce songs are slept on in my opinion. I Got a Name. He'll Say He'll Love You in a Song. Hey Tomorrow. Operator. Walkin' Back to Georgia. Edit, corrected some titles. I just said this in another Croce comment, but Operator always messed my day up, in the best way. The fact that someone who I thought was the one, moved to LA and married a mutual friend just made it devastating to hear for years. April Come She Will, Simon and Garfunkel. Bridge Over Troubled Water. A Love Once New Has Now Grown Old. This one is beautiful. The Boxer also makes me want to cry. For Emily, Whenever I May Find Her, is another great S&M/G song. Vincent, Starry Night, by Don McLean. So pretty, but so sad. Your Song by Elton John. This particular verse has always been a real favorite of mine. So excuse me for getting. But these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really mean. Yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. Gymnoptes, Eric Satie. It's such a great song. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is when you're in the world. Ben E. King, Stand By Me. Emphasis on the Ben E. King version. Always gives me chills and comfort. So many great ones mentioned. Just like Heaven, The Cure. Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper used to make me get the feels back in the day. Avril 14th. If You Could Read My Mind, Lightfoot. I love this song. The lyrics tell such a beautiful story of love that has grown old. Did not expect Gordon Lightfoot to be at the top of this when I opened this thread. He's a musical hero for me, such a legendary songwriter. I'm glad there's appreciation for him out there yet. The Night We Met, Lord Huron. I had all of you, most of you, some and now none of you. Have you heard The Nascenes? Also by Eric Satie and also very good. God Only Knows Beach Boys. Basically that whole album. Don't Talk is such a good song by them, I love this one too. Blackbird. Teardrop by Massive Attack. Anything Elizabeth Fraser sings is automatically in the running for most beautiful song of all time. Time by Hans Zimmer. Almost everything from Zimmer. Landslide. I agree, the live version. Leather and Lace is pretty amazing too, maybe even better somehow. Claire de Lune. Moon River. Anything Mancini. At Last by Etta James. Excluding classical music, I nominate Otis's Dock of the Bay. For Emily, Whenever I May Find Her. If you've never heard it, check it out. The lyrics are some of the most beautiful and poetic I've ever heard. Love that one. And when you ran to me your cheeks flushed with the night. We walked on frosted fields of juniper and lamplight. I held your hand. And Garfunkel's voice is like pure poetry on that track. Good call. He ain't heavy, he's my brother and Bridge Over Troubled Water. Fade Into You, Mazzy Star. I have to stop and listen to this song when I hear it play. So beautiful. Into Dust is also beautiful. This comment sent me to Claire de Lune on YouTube, as I don't know the song, and there is a guy who comments on the video every day with whatever is going on in his life. He's over 900 days now. It's so random and oddly sweet when you read what he has to say. This is the first one I thought of, too. The lyrics are darker than the first impressions of the song. Still one of my favorites over the decades, though. In Your Eyes, by Peter Gabriel. The intro theme is just out of this world. That and For Me Mercy Street is a big one. Claire de Lune. Moonlight Sonata. Moonlight Serenade. Moon River. All the greatest songs are about the moon.